Well, thank you. Deep sigh of relief. You know, Falls Creek South has been internationally recognized as an example of getting it right in urban design since its inception in the mid 1970s, as we've heard. And the complex neighborhood was designed and constructed drawing on an interactive, consultative public process. Its approach to policy development and implementation in urban design have been cited to help meet challenges in other cities around the world. And I was deeply concerned that we were going to be destroying that legacy. And I found the situation deeply ironic because Falls Creek exists because in part of the backlash in the 1960s towards a technocratic political system and the then commitment to see political leadership wrest direction of civic affairs away from the bureaucracy and to put it, I would argue, to its rightful function of managing program implementation. Bureaucratic government is designed to manage and control, not to lead the change. And in the new world beginning in the 1970s, after the 60s and power to the people, the politicians directed. So I was really concerned with where we were today because council was, in my view, acting as trustees, nominally adopting the recommendations from staff. And I was concerned that the pendulum had swung back to the technocratic model, which we were seeing in the report from the corporate leadership team of the city and its real estate division. And to me, that process is upside down and backwards. But I'm more satisfied with the outcome that we've seen today. But in just talking a little bit more about the background, in the 60s, Falls Creek was a polluted inlet surrounded by partially abandoned industrial and railway lands. And Councillor, we've just touched on a UBC project. It was in 1965 that a project at UBC Geography and Architecture addressed the future role of these central marginal lands. And following socioeconomic and design analysis, it was recommended that industrial uses be abandoned, which was revolutionary at the time, and the area be integrated into the fabric of the city with residential and commercial activities placed within a major waterfront park that we enjoy so much today in recreational system. But it was a political decision that was made to take the initiative, and following the 1970 election, there was a special committee on Falls Creek comprised of council members to develop this project. And so it had that strong political leadership that I keep coming back to, that it was assured, and it was the judgment of council that the professional planners should not implement the project, nor the city's property department, which is real estate, without that leadership. So the committee formulated the terms of reference, such as the area should be dominantly residential, households should be mixed, providing accommodation of people of different ages, status, incomes, and there should be a continuous pedestrian walkways throughout linking parks, the waterway should be accentuated, and the automobile should be downplayed. So tied to all of this was the sense of community affiliation and involvement. And so, you know, these were the days of Jane Jacobs, and social mix was set as a goal by the city council of the time. Because ironically, there was a fear that the waterfront housing might become the preserve of the wealthy, or the area would be taken over by the large baby boomer cohort that was coming of age at the time. So the plan for Falls Creek took advantage of the best knowledge of the day for creating livable communities. And the planning was incremental in the sense that the various patterns were given priorities, plans were simulated, and then presented for the political judgment and eventual endorsement. So we are the beneficiaries of the collective wisdom of the day, and the residents of Falls Creek are particularly aware of this. And the right thing is to build on this achievement, not destroy it. So I'm really glad that we've recommitted to Falls Creek as a livable community and saving it for the whole city. As one of our speakers said, grow it, don't blow it. And finally, in the words of another former counselor, Tim Lewis, who spoke to us, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hardwick.